Hey everyone, it's the week of August 16th, 2010. My name is Rob Tart, and this is Pie's Perspective. The People's Choice Hair Salon in Bruce, Mississippi had their power cut off on July 19th of this year. Now, the owner of the salon, a woman named Tessa Mango, believes the power company made a mistake in the billing that ultimately ended with them cutting the power. Now, the problem was the salon was open for business at the time. Now, one of the women in the salon was getting her hair colored. The woman had chemicals in her hair, and those chemicals needed to be removed with hot water. Now, unfortunately for her, no electricity means no hot water. Now, the owner claims there was no way for her to get the chemicals out of the woman's hair. Now, the end result was the woman was left mostly bald on the top of her head. But talk about making a fashion statement. Even if the woman gave her vouchers for 10 free haircuts, how can you make up for accidentally making someone bald? I guess you could say, sorry about that. Please come again. Don't tell your friends. I guess this woman could just shave the rest of her hair off and then tell everybody that it fell out due to some sort of rare hair disease. You could even make up a name for it, like Domus chromitis. Who knows? Some people might actually like the haircut, thinking that it makes a bold statement. The owner of the salon could then specialize in cutting-edge haircuts. So the idea is we start a haircut and then we have the power go out at random. And then that's it. The haircut you have when the power goes out is the haircut that you leave with. So that way people would be leaving with bald spots, crooked mohawks, those little tinfoil pieces in their hair from dye jobs, not to mention chemical burns on the scalp. All I can say is thank God our hospitals have generators. Can you imagine losing power in the middle of surgery? I guess they could just cover the patient with a tarp and then go for coffee until the juice comes back on. Or how about the dentist? He's halfway through drilling out a cavity and the power goes out. Then he'd have to go back to drilling the old-fashioned way. Hammer and a hole punch. For freezing, the dental assistant holds ice against the side of your face, but she keeps a rubber mallet handy just in case the ice melts a little too quickly. Last week in the comment section of my video there was a debate about my intermission. Some people felt it was too long, some people felt it should be at the end, some people felt it should be removed. So I started a sort of survey and I asked people to thumbs up whether they wanted me to keep it or remove it, and more people wanted to keep it than remove it, but there were still enough people that wanted to remove it that I thought maybe I would try for some sort of a compromise. I really didn't want to take it out. It took me a long time to make it. I think it's pretty unique and beats me just getting on the screen and telling everybody to please subscribe. So what I did is I narrowed it down. It used to be 38 seconds. It's now 15 seconds. It still keeps the exact gist of what it was doing. It's still the ice cream truck with the ice cream. I just took out the two kids talking to the ice cream guy and stuff. So anyway, let me know what you think. It's, like I said, it's a lot shorter and hopefully it'll be a good solution for both sides. Thanks. Alright, who wants ice cream? We have the thumbs up-sicle, the subscribe-sicle, the 3-flavor fave-sicle, and the comment on a stick. Please, help yourself to anything you like. More than 10,000 people gathered in China's Inner Mongolia in an attempt to break the world record for human dominoes. Now, the attempt was successful, and the new world record for human dominoes stands at 10,276 people. Now, it took 1 hour and 20 minutes for the whole line to fall. Now, initially when I read the story, I thought that all the participants were actually standing. Now, that would have really sucked if the guy in front of you weighed 300 pounds and you were somewhere near the beginning of the line. The guy falls on you, seriously impeding your ability to breathe. And then all you can do is lay there for an hour, waiting for the rest of the domino line to topple. I guess you could also try screaming if your face isn't buried in the fat of their back. Anyway, as it turns out, the people are actually sitting cross-legged. But as you can see on my video, I left them standing because it wouldn't have been all that funny if I had them sitting. Even if they managed to coordinate everyone sitting down at the same time and got the topple started quickly, all the participants would still have to be seated for over an hour. What happens if while they're waiting someone has to pee really bad? That person gets up and suddenly there's a gap in the line. Then as that person's in the bathroom they hear a collective sigh as the domino topple is suddenly cut short thanks to their impending urinary needs. Maybe they had stand-ins, people who fill your seat for you if some sort of bodily fluid related emergency arises. Otherwise everyone around you might be forced to sit in a puddle of your urine for over an hour. Now, what if the guy in front of you had the beef and bean burrito for breakfast? He floats a silent air biscuit and you have no idea what happens until it's all over. Suddenly the stench hits you in the face like a brick. It's so overwhelming that you pass out and fall forward, starting the domino topple mid-line. And then when you finally come to, everybody's hovering around you asking you if you're okay, if you have some sort of a medical condition. Then you're forced to explain that you lost consciousness due to the gastrointestinal issue of the person in front of you. You could also mention that the fart that was released probably broke the world record for toxicity. Today's question of the day is, well actually there's two questions. Can you think of a situation where suddenly losing power would be a really big problem? The other question I have is, can you think of other problems that would arise with having 10,000 people in close proximity to each other waiting around to break some sort of a record? Anyway, that's all I have for this week. Thanks for watching, and remember, it's not necessarily right or wrong, it's just my perspective. even if the owner gave this woman 10 vouchers for... even if the woman... Now, who knows? Some people... Who knows? Who knows? The owner of the salon could... All the participants would still have to be seated for about an hour. All the participants would have to be seated for... Otherwise, everyone around you might be forced to sit in a puddle of your